Hi guys, and welcome to Ivy Studio. My name is Ivy, and today we'll be diving into the world of meditation, the mysterious powers behind it, and figuring out how we do it and how we can make it part of our lives. So if you're ready to up-level your life, then continue watching. To be honest, meditation is not as complicated or mysterious as it seems. It's actually super simple. Meditation is a tool to help us manage our thoughts, so we become our own masters instead of being slaves to these thoughts. Simple, right? Imagine your mind being the sky, and then your thoughts being these small clouds in the sky. The sky doesn't really care about where the clouds came from or where they're going. It just lets them be, and it doesn't try to control them either. It freely lets them come and freely lets them go. When our thoughts are in control, they become pollution because they create anger, stress, anxiety, and 1,000 of other negative energies that we begin to identify ourselves with. Because our thoughts are in control, we then become our thoughts. So whenever we fall into negative thinking habits or negative thinking patterns, we then become these patterns and these thoughts, which then in turn creates even more harmful thinking, more harmful thoughts. Do you see where this is going? It's kind of like a circle just spinning around. But remember, thoughts are not something that we are. It's something that we do. And thank God, because we do have a solution for this problem, and yeah, you guessed it. It's meditation. Because with meditation, we can overcome our thoughts. We can step above the clouds, and then we can become the beautiful sky. So, how exactly do we meditate? How do we become the blue sky? It is very simple. Just find a place to sit, a comfortable place where you can find a comfortable seated position. Relax your body as much as you can, and focus on your breath. I'll get into alternatives in a minute, but for now, let's just stick to the breath. Let's just focus on the breath. And this is where the hard part begins to come. This is where our thoughts leads us down rabbit holes. It wants to distract us from being focused, from being present, and from being without breath. But whenever this happens to you, don't worry too much about it. Know that it happens to everybody. Don't criticize yourself, don't judge yourself. And just whenever it happens, be like, okay, that happened, now I'm gonna come back to my breath. And then come back to your breath and focus again. And if this is too simple, making it too hard for you, then don't worry. I have a few tips coming up that will help you get started and will help you stay on track. My first tip is to write down your why. Sit down, take a moment, write down what your reason is for wanting to meditate. What inspires you and what motivates you? My reason for starting my practice was to calm down my thoughts and to stop overthinking every situation and everything that was happening in my life. Overthinking made me super anxious, made me stressed, it made me jealous, and overall made me a person with a really bad vibe. Now, after having cleared myself from all of this bad energy, from everything that I wanted to let go of, I still continue my practice because of all the benefits that I'm seeing from meditating. Some of them being more focused and more productive, and less stressed, and a decrease in bad emotions as well. And I generally feel much healthier and much happier. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth a try. And if you're comfortable with sharing your why, then leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories and your reason for starting to meditate. My next tip is to prepare your body. This can be as simple as a few stretches or maybe a whole workout section before you get into your meditation. The reason for this is to release all of that energy that we have in our body so that it's able to relax. Otherwise, it's going to try to release that energy while you're meditating, which can be very distracting if you're still new to meditating. When I meditate in the morning, I usually do 1 to 15 minutes of morning stretches before I get into my meditation. Sometimes it is as simple as stretching out my neck and just releasing some of the tension that I've created from my sleep. Or if I have a little more time, then I'll do something that looks more like a proper yoga class. If you have no idea where to start, then I'll link my morning stretching routine down in the description box so you can check that out and do that before you get into your meditation. Moving on to the third tip, find a space where you can be comfortable. And this might be obvious, but find a place where you won't be distracted and where you can relax. It's really important if you're beginning your meditation journey. If you're living together with your family or with your partner, with a friend, if you're living together with someone, then let them know beforehand. Tell them, hey, I'm about to meditate and would like to be alone for the next 15 minutes so that you won't get distracted while you're meditating. So the next tip I have for you is to use outside sources to get you started with your practice. This is very controversial because a lot of people think that we shouldn't use external sources to help us get into our meditation. But I think that if you prefer to use apps or guided meditation or somebody's help to get you into your meditation, then totally go for it. When we're just starting out, it can be really difficult to just focus on our breath. We don't know where to focus, we don't know how to start, and we don't know how to get ourselves out of it. We don't know anything about it. Which is why I think apps can be very useful, or a mentor, a teacher, somebody to help you get into your meditation to start with. But make sure that you don't become attached to these outside sources, meaning that you have to rely on them every single time you meditate. Instead of thinking of these guided meditations as your practice, think of them as tools to help you with your own practice, to deepen your own practice. I hope that makes sense. The next tip is create a habit. Meditation is like a muscle. We need to exercise and strengthen that muscle in order to gain the strength that we want and in order to maintain the strength that we have gained. And the easiest way to do so is to consistently practice, consistently exercise your muscle, or in our case, consistently exercise our meditation muscle. And to do so, we have to create a habit to make it stick. The easiest way to create a new habit is to think of one old habit that you already have. It could be brushing your teeth, showering, eating breakfast, whatever it is that you do every single day. And then take the new habit that you want to create and add it to your old habit. So for me, every morning I wake up, I go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I come out and I meditate. So I took an old habit that I've been doing for many years and then add on my meditation so I remember it. And that's exactly what it does to us. It makes us remember to do our new habit. And in the long run, it becomes a routine. And we are much likable to do the routine without really thinking about it and without really questioning it. So think of that one old habit that you have and then add your meditation to that old habit. Now on to my tip number 6, and this is the most important tip. It is to trust in the process. Do your meditation, make it a habit, and trust. Trust that by doing this, by taking the action, greater things will happen to you. You will receive the benefits that you need, and you'll discover even more benefits that you didn't even know that you needed. It does take time. Everybody, they receive and they notice the changes in their lives at different times during their practice and different times in their practice. For some, it only takes a few weeks, while for others it can take months and months and months. And it all depends on so many different factors. It could be which emotion are strongest within us right now, our stress level, or how much we're able to focus. It could be so many different things. But trust your meditation. Trust yourself. Trust this world and trust the universe. And with this trust, you'll definitely see results. Now that's all I'll be sharing with you guys today. Please like this video if this was helpful to you, and subscribe for more content about meditation, mindfulness, and a spiritual lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.